Hi everyone, my name is Mariah Morgado, and today I'm going to be talking about e-waste. Where does it come from, where does it go, and what we as consumers can do about it. So what is e-waste? E-waste is defined as all items and parts of electrical and electronic equipment that has been discarded without the intent of being reused. This can include old computers, TVs, phones, laptops, and more. Typically, electronics are designed for the dump, or in other words, made to be thrown away quickly. They're hard to upgrade, easily breakable, and impractical to repair because it's often just cheaper just to buy a new device than repair the one you have. E-waste is the fastest growing waste rate in the world, and devices are not typically recycled, not because they're unable to be recycled, but because they're not economically recyclable. This means that it's really expensive for companies and people to recycle these products, so people just don't, and that's really detrimental to our planet. So why does it matter? E-waste is toxic, to say the least. Technology is often made with hazardous chemicals, such as polyvinyl chlorides, mercury, chromium, and lead. These chemicals have been linked to diseases such as fibrosis, impaired mental development, cancer, and other damages. To give you an idea of how much toxic material there are in electronics, is in only just one old TV, there's 5 pounds of lead in just one TV, and we have mountains and mountains piling up. So where does it go? There was a watchdog group in Seattle who asked the very same question. They worked with MIT and developed 200 trackers, which they placed in old printers, computers, and TVs. On average, each device traveled about 2,500 miles, which is a great amount of distance. A third of them were exported to other countries. Most of those ended up in Hong Kong, either in the new territories or in a place called Farmland, which was a massive scrapyard. The people who worked there had little to no protection, and often they didn't really understand how detrimental the chemicals they were working with were. If e-waste is such a big deal and so problematic, why does it happen? First of all, there's no federal laws in the US requiring companies or people to recycle electronics. Half of the states allow electronics to be dumped in landfills. Without incentive or the support of the law, people won't take the time and resources to recycle these products ethically. Dell was the first company who made a program to help this issue. It was called Dell Reconnect. They partnered with Goodwill, and what you would do was you'd take your old computer that you were going to throw away anyways, you'd take it down to Goodwill for free, and they would supposedly dispose of it for you and recycle it. They claim to have diverted 427 million pounds of electronics from landfills, but the trackers from the Seattle Watchdog team showed that waste from Goodwill that was supposed to be part of this program ended up landing in Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, and Thailand. This isn't to say that every situation is like this, where they say they're going to do one thing and maybe just another. There's lots of branches of this program, and it could have been just a select branch, and we should definitely still look into these programs and try and make the best use of them as we can. They also found computers from police stations, jails, and libraries, which is government funded institutions, and taxpayers' money is going into these technologies, and they're just being thrown away and causing a lot of harm to our planet. What should we do? What can we do? The first is hold companies accountable. Currently, companies have no accountability with what they do with their waste, and that's a really big problem because companies create massive amounts of waste. And we should probably create legislation for proper disposal. We should also check the credibility of facilities that we are disposing our own personal e-waste, and just doing a little bit of fact checking can really ensure that we're doing our part in placing our old electronics where they belong. And lastly, we should just be a conscious consumer. Just be aware of the effect that your actions have on the environment, and just be wary of replacing electronics that don't need replacing simply because of trends and fashion. And if we pull all of these points together, we can make a huge difference on the planet. Thank you.